I just went through all my videos and like pictures from the night that I went to the Eras tour, and I had a bad trip. I can only laugh about it at this point. I can only laugh about it, but when I look back at the videos, which I hadn't looked back until now, they paint a very different picture for what I actually remember, and now I remember like exactly what happened, and it is so funny to think of in red. Let's go through the whole thing. So I get there and I go straight to the merch line because I really wanted the blue pullover, which I did end up getting luckily, and I ended up getting the limited edition CD, which by the way, now that we mention it, these guys, the late night edition of Midnights, you know what it is. I only have 2 of them because one of them was supposed to be for this guy that I was seeing, and then when we stopped seeing each other, I still hadn't given it to him, so now it just sits there and I have to stare at it. So maybe I should just give it to one of you guys and we can figure that out at a later time. But back to when I took the chocolate at the Eras store. I took the chocolate in the merch line probably about 45 minutes before Taylor was supposed to come on. By the time we get here, I remember I was like buzzing. I was having an amazing time. I was feeling like the energy of the crowd. Everything was so beautiful. Just having like the best time of my life. Like the seats are incredible. I'm like, oh my God, that's Taylor Swift. Like, but obviously like I feel like something is happening. I'm not someone who frequently takes honestly anything, but I did this once before when I went to go see Phoebe Bridgers. So I was like, no, this is gonna be incredible, because that night was like the best night of my life. Remember during the Man, I started to get like really emotional, but like not in a negative way, more in like a really like I feel fucking empowered way, but it was definitely like extra. I started crying really heavily during this part. When this was happening, I remember feeling it in my body. Like I remember like having this thought process where I was like, I feel my muscles, the existence of them. I started crying again when Taylor took her in-ears out. I remember just being like, seeing Phoebe and Taylor live together was magical because of that previous experience I'd had before where I had done the same thing at the Phoebe concert. And this is where I thought everything was going to be perfect, just like the last time, until this tipped me over the edge. And it might be because my apartment burned down with me in it like 8 months before this, and maybe some part of my body was like triggered. That would be so dumb poo-poo brain of my little brain to do during what is supposed to be the most exciting, best night of the year for me. But I lost it here. I'm losing my mind. In this video that I'm recording, in my head, I'm going, I have to run away. She is a monster. And that's how we got here. That's how we got here. Into the bathroom. I ran. And I was wrong about the way that I'd missed things, because now I remember clearly. I missed Ice Spice. I did. That's what I was listening to in the bathroom. Like, I remember now. And if I'm wrong, if someone knows the set list and the timeline better than me, like, just let me know I'm wrong. But I remember this part clearly, and I have video evidence of it. It was actually Getaway Car that brought me back into the concert. Because I remember sitting there just staring at the bathroom stall, and in my head, I kept having this like crazy visual. It was like people are popping up out of the floor of the stage. No one was really popping up out of the floor of the stage except for Taylor, and it was not like a pop up out of the floor, but like in my brain, I was like, that's what's happening out there, and I don't want to be there for that. For the next video on my phone is me recording Getaway Car from as far away as possible because I was still terrified.